Just past this thicket ahead, and we'll have made it through.
My thanks, Yana. We would have wandered this wood for weeks without your aid. Come, we should hurry.
Oh. Lady Rosalinda? What are you doing here by yourself?
You've arrived with some timing, Sarimet Yana. I was actually hoping to entreat your aid.
An acquaintance of yours, I presume?
This is Lady Rosalinda, elder sister to the Tyrannos of the Elves, the seer Eltolinde.
And the boy is?
Prince Alain, heir to Cornea's throne and commander of their liberation army.
Alain, then. I see. Why have you come to Elheim?
To breathe life into a revelation I was granted in Cornea's sanctuary. I was bade to meet with your Tyrannos.
Then I fear your travels are in vain. Eltolinde is captive, held prisoner in Castle Lowerhall ever since our defeat at Zenoira's blade. Our people have fought for moons unending in order to win back her freedom. But our forces dwindle with every passing day. We will never succeed without help.
Which is why you came looking for me.
If I may, how was Zenoira able to breach the confounding defenses of the Winding Wood?
By the hand of Sarimet Alcina.
That can't be. Alcina was a sorceress of great renown, and my esteemed master in the art of spellcraft. She was a trusted advisor to your grandfather, King Gerard, of 2 generations past.
A faithful ally to the crown, then. She must surely be under Zenoira's control to have turned against us so.
Now, you seek the Tyrannos, while I seek an army. 2 notes in the same melody. What say we sing this hymn together?
You'd truly be willing to join us?
We march to vanquish Galerius and free all nations of Fevrith alike. Should you truly extend such a generous offer, we would gladly accept it. Come, I'll introduce you to the others.
You're a bigger dreamer than you look. Thank you, Alain. I'd like that very much.
I'm here to help. This'll be cold. Go on, then.
We can do this!
Cheer up. How free...
arrows grow ever fewer.
We'll never survive at this rate.
Don't give up hope just yet. Steel your resolve and strike true!
Avarian Teras. I've put you through more trouble than I'm worth.
Sir Athelion!
And I'm sorry for making you worry, Alina.
None of that, please. I'm just glad you're back in one piece.
As am I. As you can see, they barely even put a scratch in my armor.
Thank the heavens, yes.
Pardon me, Lady Rosalinda, but what would you have us do now?
The Liberation Army fights for justice not only for Cornea, but for all subjugated lands of Feverith. And so, we will repay the blood they've spilt in our name by joining them in their cause.
As you command.
We're most grateful for the support. I assure you, such bravery will not go unrewarded. Yet I must say, a human settlement is one of the last things I was expecting to find in Elheim.
They sought refuge here when your kingdom first fell. Though, of course, we could only offer them the briefest respite before we too were overrun. And you, Athelion, what do you plan to do now?
As long as your star shines for the Liberation, Teras, mine too shall shine with it. Assuming you'll take me.
There would be no greater honor.
If I may, Sir Athelion, once Zenoira is defeated and the war is won, will you return to this town? To me?
You've shown me greater kindness than I ever thought possible. But there is no foe more terrible than the one we face now. I won't make a promise I may not be able to keep.
Yes, of course. Know then that I'll be praying for your safety, just as I always have and just as I always will.
Thank you, Alina. And may life treat you better than I have.
The barrier is complete, Teras.
Are you certain about this, my lady? The crystals show that Ter Rosalinde walks with the enemy.
Rosalinda, you say? Finally, an opportunity to be rid of her for good. Cut her down with the rest of those vermin.
I wasn't asking you. What do you suggest, Teras?
I've no cause to disagree. Any who aid the rebels must pay with their lives. My sister is no exception to that. Slay her, if you must.
As you command.
Need I remind you who reigns over this land, Lord Gailey? You are to advise on military strategy, nothing more.
I understand, my lady.
Then prove it.
Damned witch. My house was the most decorated in all of Cornea, and she has the gall to treat me like a common peasant.
The barrier has fallen.
What? I see your useless soldiers are ever eager to drag my reputation through the muck.
This is no time to be casting stones, Lord Gailey. You've sat idle in safety while the battle has raged outside. Deal with them yourself, if it's such a blow to your esteem.
You dare think me a man of empty words? Very well then. I'll show just how sharp my spear can sting. But I'd like a demonstration of the wise and great seer's might in return.
So be it. I don't share your aversion to combat.
Good.
The magical energies of Ervelda surge forth. Now then, Lord Gailey, let us witness this spear you so often boast of.
Spare me the orders, witch. These rebel scum shall perish in my wake.
Lay down your arms and release the Turtinos, or we shall make you do so by force.
Damned forest rats are more useless than I thought. But I'm no impotent elf, boy. I'll skewer you where you stand.
We'll have you return to us soon enough, Vinisa.
Do them in!
Don't move. That must have hurt.
Just a little magic.
You'll freeze!
I'll heal you.
Focus your mind.
Enjoy this.
I never
Cheer up.
sort this out!
Healing you.
Come here!
I'll heal you.
Murder them!
You're mine! Don't move. This'll be cold.
Die!
Don't move.
Do them in!
Don't move. That must have hurt.
Just a little magic.
You'll freeze!
You can do it.
Enjoy this. I'll heal you.
Murder them!
Don't move. Healing you.
This is for you!
A little ice for you.
My well-laid plans shattered into 1,000 pieces.
Enjoy this.
Don't move. Cheer up. Don't move.
Just a little magic.
You'll freeze!
Focus your mind.
Is she restored?
I believe so, yes.
I'm sorry, Eltolinde. I never wanted to hurt you.
So, Baltro's spell can be broken,
Who goes there? Show yourself!
I'm right here, boy.
What is the meaning of this?
Master!
Yana, it's been years.
On your guard, Alain. I learned everything I know from this woman, the sorceress Alcina.
The very person who helped Zenoira conquer our lands.
So it was you?
Oh, poor little Alain. You've come to resemble him so dearly.
It's you in there, isn't it? The real you, not one of Zenoira's puppets.
Which means it was you controlling Eltolinde.
You misunderstand, child. Our magic does not simply make marionettes of its victims.
Then what does it do? My sister would never have conspired with Zenoira by her own free will.
And why should I answer that exactly?
We'll make you answer.
Sheltering myself in the girl's body took more than its fair share of magic. It seems this is where I make my exit. Farewell for now. But don't worry, Alain. We'll meet again soon enough.
You have my utmost gratitude, Prince. And my humble apologies as well.
I have to thank you too, Alain. I'd never have seen Eltolinde again if not for your help.
I'm just happy to see you both reunited. As for that apology, you needn't blame yourself for what happened. Alcina's magics made you an unwilling captive. There lies no fault in that.
Your kindness knows no bounds. And it heartens me to see you safe and sound, Yonisa.
I owe my health to Alain here just as much as you do. All because of a revelation he had that told him to come find you.
Me?
Indeed, at the urging of a self-named great sage within a sanctuary in Cornea. He claimed that in order to defeat Galerius, I must meet with the Turdanos of Elheim and unbind the Ring of the Unicorn. If you know anything about how such a feat may be accomplished, I beg you, tell me.
I understand now what you're after. but I fear I lack the knowledge you seek. Though I have laid eyes on some old texts that spoke of your ring.
And where can I find such texts?
In the Nasthirium, the Tower of Thorns in your language. It houses an archive only I may enter, within which lie histories that predate the founding of our nation, as well as records of arcane rituals and magics. I can recall a treatise regarding the unicorn being mentioned in one such record.
The spire stands to the west of this castle, and is a site most sacred to dark elves like me. But unfortunately, it now rests in Zenoiran hands.
Then we make for it at once, and reclaim it for the good of Elheim. Provided we're able to do so, would you be willing to grant me access to those texts you mentioned?
But of course, Prince. I will aid you however I'm able.
Apologies for the interruption, but the sun has nearly made its nest over the horizon. I bid you stay the night. I'll ready your beds.
Much appreciated. We'll do just that.
Lord Gailey, you're hurt. Allow me to...
Silence! Flesh heals, but my reputation never will. Though I'm not entirely out of options yet. Just wait, you miserable forest rats. It's time you learn what happens to those who cross me. Those damned rebels have ruined everything. And unfortunately, the witch is far too cunning to let them slit her throat so easily. If she tells Galerius of what's happened, we'll find ourselves in even hotter water.
I don't mean to challenge you, Lord Gailey, but what are you hoping to accomplish by staying here?
Simple-minded fool. We're the last survivors of an army defeated. Say we ran home to Zenoira with our tails tucked tightly between our legs. What do you think would become of us?
What are you implying, sir?
We'd be executed.
No, I don't want to die.
I have a family back home.
Enough of your blubbering. Even if we wanted to escape Elheim, we would have no way of making it through that cursed winding wood. No. What we need to do now is secure a new route in instead. The witch may not have found it a tasteful method, but the way to shatter their spell is simple enough.
This blaze is uncontrollable.
Such foul disrespect for nature. If Ervelda is lost, the Fae... No, this very land will perish with it.
Then we must see this inferno extinguished. We should hurry.
This marks twice that you rebel mutts have meddled in my affairs. Yet this time shall be the last. Ready yourselves to face the slaughter.
Did you really think we'd let these atrocities go unpunished? Well, you were dead wrong. You'll suffer the very same pain you've inflicted upon our forest. Healing you.
Do them in!
This will be cold. That must have hurt.
Don't go dying on me!
As Turenos of Elheim, I shall see your misdeeds avenged at last. You can do it!
I need your strength.
Don't go dying on me!
Sort this out!
Just a little magic.
Murder them!
Let me heal you!
You'll see no harm.
Don't go dying on me!
I'll carve the end.
A little ice for you.
Healing you.
Sorry, Lord Gailey, but this is as far as you go.
Feckless swine! You dare betray me!
You said it yourself, sir. Our heads would be hoisted on pikes if we crawled back to Zenoira empty-handed. Which is why we'll bring them a nice offering instead.
Fools! You truly think my rotting corpse would convince them to let you live? Your hands are just as tarnished by this failure as mine. Luckily for you, I know a way to wash them clean and earn your freedom in the process.
Save your lies for the damned. Perhaps they'll be willing to listen. Now, go peacefully, will you? It's clear you're struggling to even stand as it is.
Witless curse. I would never yield to the likes of you.
Then I've no choice but to make you yield!
It seems we're too late. 'Tis a lamentable end to perish at the hand of your own soldiers.
Come to laugh at my demise, have you? Go on then. Mock me all you want.
I'd rather get some answers instead. Do you remember what you said the day you expelled me from the Order? No matter how mundane the scandal, Cornea must be shielded from its corroding touch. And with that, I was out. Barred from the very faction I had worked all my life to reach. What happened to the man so firmly dedicated to the betterment of his kingdom?
Open your eyes. That same man lies dying before you.
Tell me, Gailey, for what purpose did you forsake the throne? You surely knew that Sir Joseph and Prince Alain lived on. Why abandon them and cast your fickle allegiance at Zenoira's feet?
To me, there exists no Cornea without Queen Elenia at its helm. Our kingdom perished the moment she did.
All the more reason to aid her son, to build Cornea anew with Her Majesty's own flesh and blood.
To the gates of hell with her son. The boy's cursed father left this world, yet lacked the grace to leave Elenia's heart with it. Besides, what right have you to denounce my deeds? I stood as my queen's shield until the bitter end. Whereas you, Joseph, you fled like the coward you are.
By the mercy of the stars, Ervelda is safe once again. And we have you to thank for it, Prince.
I'm only glad it didn't meet any serious harm. But I have to wonder, why did Gailey wish to burn it down?
Our divine tree has grown for millennia, steadily accumulating an immense amount of magical energy. That energy, the vital essence of life itself, is bestowed through its boughs to all beings small and large throughout this land. Beings such as the Fae, who use its power to protect our home from the impurities of the outside world.
They're the ones responsible for the Winding Wood.
Come to see the tree, Yana.
I wanted to pay my respects, yes. It's not often you get to gaze upon the divine. But as I was saying, the Winding Wood plays host to an almost immeasurable swarm of fairies. They live in its greenery, rustling its branches and leaves, and in so doing, numbing the senses of any who try to pass. They've set armies astray, and debilitated others who wished harm on Elheim. In a way, they're nature's own self-defense system.
But were we to lose Ervelda, we would lose the Fae along with it.
The monster. Such wanton destruction, all to clear the path for Zenoira's advance.
I suspect it was Alcina who kept the man from his maniacal schemes until now. After all, she too would be left devoid of the Fae's power if the tree had burned. Either way, I'm glad it remains as lush as ever.
And we have you and your army to thank for that. I truly couldn't be more grateful.
Eleanor, I'm glad to see you alive and well.
Well, well, Teras. And who's that behind you there?
This is Alain, from Cornea's Liberation Army. I only stand here now thanks to their aid.
What a wonderful stroke of luck.
What's gotten into you?
These verdant streets are a web you've walked straight into. And I, the spider at its heart.
We have to get out of here. Now.
To me, men! This day is the last we'll ever suffer these flies and their ceaseless buzzing. Let not a one leave alive. shall never escape. I'll see to that myself. The boy has a death wish, does he? So be it. My fangs shall rend the flesh from his bones.
I'll have you back soon, Rylanor. I promise.
It shall be done.
Just a little magic.
Care to dance? Cheer up.
I am with you!
Focus your mind.
Healing you. Cheer up.
Would you like some more? Soul of the earth.
Be healed.
Bolster your fairies of this land. Forgive me for what I've done. I've allowed myself to be bridled like a horse on a cart, and placed my countrymen in grave danger. But more than that, I swung my blade at the very woman I swore my life to protect.
Stand, Rylanor. You've groveled long enough.
There's no such thing. How else am I to atone for this failure?
You have done nothing which demands atonement. It was only due to your devout loyalty that Zenoira saw reason to control you. And consider what future might have befallen us had you not helped me flee to the Winding Wood. For one, I would never have enlisted the aid of the Liberation, nor would we have rescued my beloved Vinisa from Zenoira's foul clutches. If anything, I should have come to your side sooner. I hope you can forgive me that misstep.
How could you say such things? And yet, your kindness only makes my flame for you burn brighter. I pledge my life to you anew, should you only accept it.
You make a habit of watching people from the bushes?
And is that Eltolinde over there?
Come on. If you want to talk to her that bad, you just gotta walk up and do it.
Quiet, please!
Were you not hoping to speak with her? Who are you? And why are you spying like this?
I can't discuss this here. Come with me. My name is Galadmir, former bodyguard to the Tuturnas herself.
Former, huh?
When Zenoira first invaded our home, I fell victim to a grievous lapse in judgment. Not only were all the men in my command slain, but in my desperation to live, I divulged Ter Eltolinde's whereabouts. I have lived in hiding ever since that horrible day.
Yeah, even I'd find it tough showing my face after that. But then, why are you turning up now?
My ears have met with news of the Liberation Army's reclamation of Castle Lowerhall. And so, I've decided to devote my life once more as a loyal beau of Elheim. But first, I must prove myself worthy of the honor. Allow me to fight by your side, fair knights. I only ask that you don't speak a word of this to the Turunas in return.
Why not tell her the truth, as you've done with us here?
And to offer my apology with nothing to show for it? Would you do the same were you in my place?
Doubt it. What have we got to lose? The girl's clearly done a lot of thinking about this. Let's help her set things right.
Thank you, Lex.
Huh?
I knew you'd understand.
Why do you know my name?
Because I've watched you from the shadows, of course.
Unsettling declarations aside, if you truly wish to stand amongst our ranks, I expect you'll make yourself useful.
My honor may be lost, but my aim remains truer than the light of dawn. I swear it.
Company, boys. Let's give them some good old Zenoiran hospitality.
Quiet down now.
Easy now.
Got me. Got me good. Go get him!
I'll help. Quiet down.
We've someone here who'd like to see you.
Oh? And who might that be?
It's a shock, I know.
What is the meaning of this, Galadmir?
I understand the displeasure, but please, I ask that you hear what she has to say.
Do you have any idea how worried you've made me? Thank the Fae you're safe.
Thank them for me as well. I'm relieved to see you as radiant as ever. Forgive my absence, Teras.
Hold a moment. This doesn't seem like the return of a soldier disgraced. It was all a lie then?
Not entirely. It's true that I formerly served as bodyguard to the Turunas.
But all that stuff about honor and betrayal...
A fabrication, yes.
Galadmir would never abandon me in such a manner.
Though the mournful fact remains. I failed to protect her. I was away on duty when Zenoira struck at Lowerhall, unable to break their defenses. I had to resign myself to watching over the castle from afar.
But why deceive us?
The majority of Zenoira's force is comprised of nobles, townspeople, and various others originally of Cornea. The same is true of those who march for your liberation. I needed to know whether I could truly trust you, and felt the flames of battle to be the best method of tempering that trust. It was the only way to be certain.
Forgive Galadmir her subterfuge. She's normally an elf of great intentions, I assure you. Though perhaps a tad too cautious at times.
After all that fuss about keeping you a secret, too.
Still, if it's won us your confidence, the trial was more than worth it.